let's talk about where we stand on our intel so far. This is a little different tonight because I had three separate sources that were saying the same thing. And then this afternoon, I had two additional sources that said something a little bit different. So here's where we're going to go with this. The three sources that came in over the last couple of days were saying that we would be exchanging no later than Saturday, which is 2 days away. I'm thinking, oh, great. That means we're going to get notifications probably Friday, start exchanges Saturday, blah, 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 go right through the weekend with appointments and so on. Now, that is possible. But the latest, and those were three very good sources, but the latest thing we got this afternoon were from redemption center leaders. And one of whom is over 3 redemption centers. The other one is over seven redemption centers. So these people are, they're good sources. Well, these two leaders are saying we're going to get notifications over the weekend and start exchanges early next week, which would be Monday or Tuesday. So I've got the possibility of exchanging, being notified tomorrow or Saturday, and exchanging starting Saturday. Then I also have, we're going to get notified over the weekend, which is probably a Saturday thing. Could be Sunday. But we would start our exchanges early next week, which is Monday or Tuesday. So there appear to be a couple of things that might be slight holdups. One is dealing with the price that Iraq is selling oil. And there's a little controversy on this. There's a pipeline that's coming from Kurdistan down to Baghdad, and then there's one that goes from Baghdad all the way down into Turkey, 2 different pipelines. Well, the contract rate on the Iraqi dinar is tied to what Iraq is selling their oil for, what they're selling it to Turkey for, what they're selling it to Egypt for, what they're selling it to China for, any other number of countries that would buy Iraqi oil, crude oil. And so that price needs to be settled on, in a sense, before the contract rate can be established for the dinar. Now, we've heard this also. That's part of the thing. The other thing we've heard relating to the contract rate is the contract rate is a rate that was agreed upon already in a contract with Iraq. So that sort of negates what I just said about worrying about the new price of what that oil might sell for. They have a rate, and it's extremely good. I told you guys one time it was at or over $100. Those of you who know what $100 is know what I was talking about. And that would be per dinar. Well, if that was the contract rate and it was established, we should be in that range. In that range. Now, let's clarify something that was misunderstood by a few people, not very many, but a few people. And one of the people that was taking and putting out call notes from my call last Tuesday night might have misunderstood what I said. I said, we have a very high rate on Iraqi dinar, especially the contract rate, which is available at the redemption center only at the redemption center. That alone is worth signing up and getting an 800 number and setting an appointment at a redemption center. The dong is a very good rate. It's very, very strong. And the other currency, well, the ZIM is on par with the US yen or US dollar. On par. Means the same as. The other currencies I was referring to was like the Afghanistan Afghani, the Venezuelan Bolivar. Some of the other currencies, not dong and not dinar, are in the range of between $4 and $7. $4 to $7. Not the dinar and not the dong. Okay, dong's higher than that. Dinar is way higher than that. And the ZIM is on par with the US dollar. So, there has been some discussion about when are the USN Some people refer to it as USN, which is United States note, or United States new, referring to the new dollar. Some people, like me, and there are others that call it USTN, but that's referring to the folding money, which we would put in our purses and money clips. Or some of you are using a fat wallet, which is up to you. If you want back pay, use a fat wallet, put it in your back pocket. But the USTN is United States Treasury note. That's what should be printed on the money. It used to be Federal Reserve note. Well, the Fed is dead. And it's no longer a Federal Reserve note. It's United States Treasury note. That's what should be printed on the new money, and that's what should be coming out shortly. It should coincide with our start at the redemption centers because they have it there, shrink-wrapped, ready for us at the redemption centers. So we should be able to get some of that, up to maybe $3,000. They did change their position of $500 to $3,000. That's cash money. And yeah, it's not free. It comes out of your balance. If you decide to take some, you don't have to take any of that new money. But if you want some cash and you want the latest version, which is USTN, you should ask for an amount up to $3,000. They don't really want you walking out with any more than that because then you could become a target. You could be robbed or whatever, depending on where you are. So don't worry about that. But I want everybody to know that we are still hearing that they're calling it Doge checks. They're not calling it a dividend. They're calling it a Doge check now. We did call it a Doge rebate for a while. But what it is, this is the money that we're supposed to get. Anybody less than 65 gets $5,000 a month. Anybody 65 and older gets $7,500 a month. And that would be for 13 months. Supposed to start in the first 10 or 15 days. I'm going to say not 10 anymore. I'm going to say it could be 10, but it might be the first 15 days of this month. And we're also supposed to have R&R at the redemption center. If you're going into exchange currency or redeem your ZIM, the R&R will be there for you to find out about right after you exchange your currency. So write down that you're to ask about your retribution and reconciliation allowance. That's one of the ways to say R&R. Easier to say R&R, though. I think they'll know what you mean. I hope so. And you'll get that amount, whatever that is, added to your quantum account. And then you move funds after your exchange and after your R&R is in there. You'll move those funds, some of those funds, into your primary Wells Fargo bank account. Okay? So we'll see how that works. Social Security increases are supposed to occur this month. So see on your normal Wednesday, whether it's yesterday, whether it's the 12th, the 19th, or the 26th, see if you get that increase. It should be a substantial increase. If you don't get it, wait to see if it happens by the end of the month. They could do a little thing at the end of the month where they send those all out if they're not with your regular Social Security payment. So let's see how that works out. So we've talked about Doge checks, R&R, Social Security, and the RV itself. We're looking for all four of those to occur this month of March 2025. So I was a little bit uncertain about how to bring out the intel, and I thought, I'm just going to tell you guys what I'm hearing. I'm hearing two different things. I'm hearing exchanges by or before Sunday, and I'm also hearing to receive the 800 numbers over the weekend, and then exchange very early next week, which is Monday or Tuesday. Now, these are all good sources. The most recent were the last two I gave you were from the redemption center leaders. Now, there is more information. There's always more. I'll either get it tonight. There's some I'm going to get tomorrow morning. But that doesn't help us for tonight, for this call. This is the last call of the week. But I'd like everybody to make sure that they are registered by sending their email. There's no sense to call, no reason to call, but go ahead and make sure that your email is listed on bigcalluniverse.com. That's our site, bigcalluniverse.com. Make sure you're registered. And you know what? It's not so much to get the 800 number as it is for us to be in touch with you after this goes and we don't have any more live big calls, but we might do a podcast now and then that I would send you the link in the email. and you'd get it. You'd say, oh, what's Bruce doing? Or what's Bruce and Bob doing now? Or maybe there's Sue in there. Whatever it is we're doing, we send it to you as a link in an email. That's why after this goes and we don't do any more live calls on big call, on what do you call it, on pre-conference call, then you're not going to ever hear from us again. But if you send us your email, we'll be in touch with you about the projects that we're doing, about Rebuild America, about Rebuild International, about the Veterans Retreat Network, and about the Pastoral Retreat Network. We'll talk about all those and how you can participate if you want, or how we can consolidate certain projects that you guys are planning on doing, and there'll be a way to partner with other Big Call listeners in Big Call Universe in certain areas. There'll be a way to consolidate and to work together on some of these. And we plan to do some regional get-togethers as well so that we can meet you guys in person. All right? And that'll be done. There's a whole thing to it. So please, if you want to be part of our future after this all goes, then register on our website and check, because you'll get an autoresponder back that they've got you. Check to see if you get one. It should take place in a minute or less. And make sure that nothing came into your spam folder or into a promotions folder or anywhere else. Just check it. Make sure that you got it. Very shortly after you register your email at the bottom of bigcalluniverse.com. All right? So do that. And let's talk about Sue for a minute.